Welcome back to the Wasteland, fellow survivors. Are you running a Bloodied build and finding yourself just a radroach's breath away from death's door more often than you'd like? Well, then you've clicked on the right video. Hey everyone, I'm Oscapt, and today we're going to dive deep into one of Fallout 76's best kept secrets for Bloodied build players, Brahmin milk. Brahmin milk is not only nutritious, but it's your best ally if you're living on the edge with a Bloodied build. It's the best way to manage that sweet spot of your health to maximize your damage output while also keeping you alive. In today's guide, we'll cover everything you need to know about leveraging Brahmin milk in your Bloodied build strategy, from understanding the core mechanics of Bloodied builds, diving into the crucial perk cards and gear, to practical tips on how and when to chug that sweet milk to keep your health right where you need it. We'll explore some different gameplay scenarios, whether you're going solo, battling it out in team events, or just trying to survive whatever the Wasteland throws at you. Plus, I'll share the top locations to farm this liquid gold so you've always got some on hand. So grab your milk mustache and let's get started. Welcome to the razor's edge of survival and power. This is the domain of the Bloodied build, where the lower your health, the higher your damage. Let's break down how this works and what you need to make it successful. At its core, a Bloodied build leverages game mechanics where lower health significantly increases your damage output. This risky playstyle isn't for the faint-hearted, but it rewards the brave with incredible firepower. Strength is a must for melee enthusiasts, boosting your damage per swing, but it's also good for heavy gunners or anybody who needs to carry around a lot of stuff. Agility ensures that you have enough AP for those crucial hits, and is also great if you prefer a stealth build. And then there's luck. Luck just makes everything better, from critical hits to the timely triggering of survival perks. If you build your character right, you can be stealthy when you need to, but bring the pain with heavy guns and flamers from a distance. But whatever playstyle you choose, there are always some perks that you need to have. Nerd Rage is foundational. It grants increased damage, damage resistance, and AP generation when you are at critical health. Serendipity offers a chance to avoid damage altogether when below 30% health. That lets you duck damage more often than you'd expect. There's also the Adrenal Reaction mutation, which increases weapon damage as your health decreases, and the legendary Bloodied effect on weapons that further amplifies this damage. As for gear, Unyielding Armor increases all your special stats except Endurance when you're at low health, and that's perfect for this build. If you're a Power Armor fan, the Emergency Protocols mod is essential. It cuts the damage you take in half when you're below 20% health. The goal of a Bloodied build is to keep your health at 20% or below, but not so low that anything can kill you. So to make that possible, we'll use Brahmin milk to manage the tightrope walk that is your health bar. When you're a Bloodied build, managing your health and radiation levels is key. You no longer have to worry about damage because you deal so much of it, but you do have to worry about dying. And if you die, you have to figure out how to get your rads back up, since you respawn with more than 20% health. Unlike Radaway, Brahmin milk slowly reduces your rads, which is perfect for fine-tuning your health to stay right around that critical 20% threshold. As you can see here, after drinking Brahmin milk, the radiation slowly dissipates, which allows me to maintain that sweet spot where my damage output is maximized thanks to all my Bloodied build perks and weapons. But what about when you need a quick boost of rads? Maybe you just respawned or you're starting fresh and your health is too high for your Bloodied perks to really kick in. That's where spoiled Brahmin milk comes into play. Spoiled Brahmin milk works the opposite way. It ramps up your rads quickly, getting you back into that high damage zone much faster than waiting around for environmental rads or less controlled sources. Here's a practical example. Let's say you're in a tough spot during an event. You've taken on some radiation from a ghoul or some other nasty, and your max health is way lower than it should be. A quick sip of regular Brahmin milk can subtly lower those rads without invalidating all your perks, armor, and weapons. And here, right after a respawn, my health is too high. So a couple shots of spoiled milk at 30 rads per shot, and just like that, I'm back in the danger zone, ready to unleash hell with boosted damage. Mastering the use of Brahmin milk, both regular and spoiled, allows you to control your gameplay dynamics with precision. You'll learn quickly just how much you need to drink to get back to 20%, no matter which side of the needle you're on. Noodle always has some on her because if we're in a fight, particularly with ghouls who add radiation and I get down too low, she'll drop some for me and it's a nice little pick-me-up. Most Bloody builds, though, are either stealth or long range because melee, honestly, is just asking for trouble. You don't have enough health to stay alive for very long, and if you get mobbed by a group of enemies, you're just gonna die. What happens if you run an event and you decide that you don't want to be bloodied, so you eat a bunch of rat away so that your health is at 100%? How do you get it back down quickly? There are 3 locations that I found where you could take on a ridiculous amount of rads and get yourself back down below that 20% threshold. One of them is Federal Disposal Field HZ-21, which is actually a workshop. So to get to here, you're gonna have to fast travel to a nearby location and then walk back. It's not far. My favorite location is the Monongah Power Plant. This has no enemies outside, and behind the tents, just outside the workshop, is a radiation pit that, unlike other radiation pits, will give you 40 to 50 rads per second if you get too close to it. But by far the sketchiest location is the Emmett Mountain disposal site. Inside of it are some hallways that lead to tunnels that are filled with toxic radioactive water. At first glance, this might look like the Federal Disposal Site or the Monongah Power Plant, but if you get too close to this for too long, you will get an instant blast of over 350 rads, which in many cases is enough to just kill you dead. As essential as Brahmin milk is for managing your Bloodied build, farming it presents its own set of challenges. Every Brahmin can be milked once every 30 minutes, but only by 1 player per server. That means that you need to know where to get some when your normal supply is tapped out. First up, the easiest and most reliable method is in your own camp with your own Brahmin. You can find a Brahmin under resources as a fertilizer producer, although it does require that you know the plan first. With it, you can collect milk without venturing into dangerous territory. But you can only collect what it gives you, and often it won't give you anything at all. Next, we head to Flatwoods. There's a responders camp here, and it's pretty safe, making it a perfect spot for beginners. Here you'll find 3 Brahmin roaming near the church on the right when you fast travel in, and there are 3 more up ahead behind the tavern on the left. This is an easy milk run with minimal threats, and it's great for stocking up quickly. Another handy location is the Wayward, just south of Vault 76. There are 3 Brahmin next to the bar. However, since this is such a well-known location, it's often the first place that everyone goes to get their milk. If you've expanded your awareness of the map, Big Bend Tunnel East is another easy spot. There are 3 Brahmin right behind you when you fast travel in. These Brahmin are protected by the NPCs, so it's also safe as long as you've discovered it or are willing to trek across the map to do so. Finally, there's the Middle Mountain Pit Stop, previously known as Middle Mountain Cabins. Here, you'll find 4 Brahmin ready to be milked, and Vera Thornburg also sells Brahmin milk. This spot is often overlooked by players unless an event ran recently, but even if it did, being able to buy some off of Vera is helpful in a pinch. Whether you set up a pen at your camp or venture into the Wasteland, these locations provide the best opportunities for stocking up on Brahmin milk. These aren't the only locations though, so if you hit them all and come up empty, check the wiki for others or just bounce to a different server and try again. There you have it, Intrepid Wastelanders, our ultimate guide to maximizing your Bloodied build with Brahmin milk in Fallout 76. We've covered everything from the mechanics of Bloodied builds, strategic use of Brahmin milk, to the best spots to farming this precious resource. It doesn't matter whether you're a solo adventurer or part of a team. If you use a Bloodied build, Brahmin milk is the best way to precisely manage your health and rads. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for the best Fallout 76 content. If you'd like to contribute even more, consider joining our community as a channel member right here on YouTube or over on Patreon. Membership on Patreon is free, and both platforms offer awesome perks and exclusive content to enhance your gaming experience. We also have a thriving Discord community where you can discuss strategies, find teammates, and more. It's a great place to hang out, share tips, and connect with fellow gamers. All the links you need are right down in the video description. We also have unique merchandise from shirts to phone cases, all adorned with Fallout-themed art drawn by Noodlepants. Thank you for watching. I am Oscapt, one half of Gamer Aviator, and until next time, stay safe out there, Vault Dwellers.
In the heart of West Virginia, where the shadows creep and sway, lies a land of rusted dreams, where the brave dare not stray. Appalachia, oh, it's a treacherous ride, with dangers untold and no